Hello.
Hi.
Hello from Marty.
Hi from Sally.
We're here today to show you a couple of things that I got in the post. Very exciting.
Unboxing. Our first unboxing.
Well, I took them out of the big package because I was really curious to see what it
You
was.
told me you'd been really good.
Oh, I have been really good. I haven't taken the creeping stuff off.
Oh, I thought you actually still had it in the box.
It didn't come in a box. It came in a package. Plastic package. I didn't.
In a
not
satchel.
box. In a satchel. So here is this. This is called a yarn spinner, and I got these off Wish.
Is this part of it?
Yes, that's. Oh yes, it is. I don't know which part though. I know a Wish part. Okay, so it comes with a base.
Ooh, I love this colour.
It's nice, isn't it?
Colour.
And a thing that's not the base, like a spoke.
A sticky thing.
It's a spoke, I suppose. And a handle. And this thing, so a split ring. Or it's not just a split ring, is it? It's like the ones you put in folders. What do they call them? A hinged ring. So you put your spindly thing. It's really pretty.
It is really pretty.
You put your spindly thing inside the slot.
I really love the colours. I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys can see it. Let's hold it really close. The colour, yeah, you can see
It's
that
nice, isn't it?
olive green in there.
And you were able to get various different colours, and each different colour had a different kind of picture. And I preferred the gardeny pictures and pots than the others. And then you get your
Would you like your wonderful assistant here to go get your ball of... Oh, yeah.
yes, please. No, I actually prefer the blue one, please. Yes, I know. It's just that it's a cake. I want the cake part of it.
No, no. Okay.
Too far away. Okay,
All
so
right,
it works best with a cake, and then you push this through the hole.
We have a live audience today.
Yes, I know. I know, they're lucky, aren't they? Push that through the centre of your cake. Then you put your hook hingy thing on that, which doesn't do up, of course. And then you take this handle, which is attached to a clip, and you hang it on your wrist.
And then you can take your yarn for a walk.
Yeah, so when you're working... Yay! I'm glad you like it. Oh, look at it. It's a big success. Now, I will put I'll send you the links. We'll put the links of specific things of what they are in the description of the video so that you can find it below, yes. So that you can find it. And they had several other colours, as I said.
I want one.
Yes, not bad, is it? I'd seen them, and I think it cost about $7. I think.
Totally get my steps in at the same time I crochet.
Well, exactly. You could do a lot. And if you're wandering around, you know, we're talking about where did you crochet today? I can imagine going up and down the shopping centre.
Cut laps around the
Yes.
lake.
And or on a day like this, today it's going to be 38. And yesterday I looked up the temperature and it worked out at 96.7 Fahrenheit.
Yes, I actually did put that on.
And
my video
today is hotter than yesterday. So it must be pretty close to 100.
97, 98 maybe degrees.
More than that, because
Fahrenheit.
it's 2 degrees here. So I reckon it was going to be like 100.
Quite possibly.
Pretty close.
Hot. Anyway,
Hot.
very
Hot. So walking around the shopping centre is a great option when it's too hot.
Free air conditioning.
It's all when it's too wet.
Yes.
You know, when we had the 100 mil day of rain a couple of months ago, before Christmas, you could go to the shopping centre and walk around without dying of drowning.
We had a really interesting lead up to Christmas. We had floods, fires, earthquakes, snow.
Yeah.
We had it all.
We had an earthquake last week.
Yeah, I was going
I
to say.
didn't feel it, did you?
No, apparently in Sale it didn't really get felt as much, but I think the epicenter was down somewhere in South
It's
Gippsland.
Leongatha,
Yeah,
which
so
isn't that far away. My
Warragul
parents live
Cocktail.
down there. And one of my sister-in-law, oh, my niece-in-law, was saying how it woke her up, and she was, I mean, I can understand being frightened. It was 4.3, which is quite reasonably
that's a
firm.
fairly
And right in Leongatha,
solid.
so they're in Curramborough, which is the next town. I'm not surprised they were worried about it. So that's another reason for doing our crisis plan.
Yes.
So I'll open this now.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Hang
This
on. I just want to pop one more
this-
crochet in.
parcel.
Where did this
is-
one come from?
This came from Wish as well. They came in the same package. Okay. So, as you know, I think an awful lot of tools are far too expensive. And this was around about $20 for the kit.
Oh, nice.
And it's quite an attractive,
Looks like a toiletry bag.
well, it does a bit until you open it. And
When
it
says travel, and it's got a little airplane on it.
oh, it has two. Look at that. Travel with, it says travel with is always diving into the different and new world.
Right.
So, yes, I know translations don't always work direct, do they? So it's got a double zip, which is good. You can open it from either end. And I'm going to open it. Ta-da! Everything fits.
Oh,
It's
wow.
got-
Oh, how
Can
cute.
you please focus the camera down a little bit?
Okay,
Is that all right?
maybe.
Just a little bit. Thank you. So it's got. I'll take everything out. Yes, it's got 5 balls of yarn.
Cute little things,
DIY yarn ball material, acrylic and polyester, suitable for knitting needles 1.2 to 2.5 millimeters, crochet hooks 2 to 3 millimeters, and there's 25 grams. Equals 70 meters, which is not bad actually. 25 grams for 70 meters. That's not bad. Oh, there's 6. Oh, that's no, that's 5. There's 5 balls in nice bright colours.
Oh,
And this you're way ahead of me. Not really. Okay, so we open this.
touch my stuff.
Pretty much. So this, it's got more pouches. And, oh look, there's a piece of Velcro to attach it as a flap. See, I told you not to touch it.
Don't touch your flap. All right.
All right, okay, good. Don't. So therefore you can do that, and you've got your little pockets. So it doesn't feel too bad actually.
No, they actually feel quite nice.
Yeah, it's quite soft.
They don't look like they'd fray or split too easily either.
No,
which
this type of, it reminds me of that anti-pilling yarn. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got that same tight spin to it as you get with the anti-pilling yarn. It's just,
Just when the yarn splits, that just ruins my day.
I wonder if you can get these in larger quantities.
Oh, like this. See how it's split? That's
Yes,
really
I know,
nice.
it's annoying. And then you get your hooks.
Got
Yes,
a
I know.
similar set.
I know. These are mine. Well, that one's a different colour than these. And it cost me about $20 for the whole set. And look, you really get a lot. If you're not using them, stick them in a vase.
Or is it all the smaller ones are
blue.
just blue? And they're a different. Okay, so that's like the rubbery hook, which is like
Yeah.
this one. These ones are a plastic.
A hard plastic.
So these are your lace doily making
Yeah.
ones.
So I don't do the lace doily, but you do.
I do.
How fine do you go?
I don't like going any smaller than say a 2.5, only because I start to find the hook too hard to manipulate.
Yes, well, I'm not surprised. That's one of the reasons I like these built-up
Yeah.
handles. And you can get handles that slip over.
Oh, have you seen those big chunky ones they've been
I
advertising
know,
lately?
they're strange, aren't they? Actually, a friend of mine is using one. I must ask her how it's going. Okay, so we've got all these blue ones for 1.6, 1.2, 0.75. That's
Yeah.
tiny, isn't it?
Yeah.
0.9, 1.5, 1.1, 0.6 and 1.75. That's a very good range when you think about it, because sometimes when you get hooks you only get you'd only have 6 to cover that range, and there's 8 of these, so they've added a couple of extra sizes.
See this, the 7 point, that I have used one of these before.
Yeah.
I used it for lace making with that little clippy tatting thing. I can't think of what it's.
What's it called? Tatting?
Yeah, it's a little plastic thing.
Yeah, tatting chattel.
Yeah, yes, that's the one. And I looked up a tutorial and you can use the fine hooks with it.
Oh, really?
But you know what my tension's like? How tight it is? Yeah, I snapped the hook.
You couldn't. Oh, you snapped a metal hook. You snapped a metal hook.
An aluminium one, yeah.
This doesn't feel like aluminium, it feels like steel.
Yeah, those ones look pretty...
You feel like that?
That feels pretty sturdy.
It does. That's very good quality, isn't it? Because I think, you know, most hook or needle reviews are about the really expensive ones, like the tips, and they're beautiful. A friend of ours has some tulip hooks. It costs nearly $300 to get a set. That's a lot of money for it. And one individual hook costs something like $25.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. I haven't got that kind of money.
It's just unnecessary. Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you really want that for, you know, if that's what you like. But for anybody who's a bit scared off, that hasn't, you know, that's a beginner, you don't need.
For anybody who's not got any money, like me, and I'm not a beginner, I'm not got any money. And even if I had money, quite frankly, I think it's unnecessary. So I wouldn't buy them. I do have a fairly, well, at the time I thought it was a fairly exotic set of knitting needles, but it turns out they're not the top ones anyway, which I really like, and I've got some of them here and I love them. But you can buy them individually as well. You can buy the tips, and I like them. I find that they do suit my knitting really well.
And if you're just looking to start out,
op shops. Well, that's true. We showed the op shop ones last time, but the whole point is you don't have to spend a fortune. Not that I would start anybody on doilies, straight up.
No.
I'm not doing doilies now. Now these are the big ones, and we've got 8. The smallest is 2, and then we've got a 5, which is one of my favourite sizes. I've got to say, I really like a 5. 4, which is super useful because it's so many DK weight yarns, and 4 is good for that. A 3, a 5.5, which is also a very useful size. 2.5, 3.5, which I use quite a bit if I want a nice firm fabric. 4.5, which again is a favourite because I'm fairly tight, and a 6. And most packets seem to go up to 6s. Now, the hook part feels quite. You feel that? See what you think. It's not super rough. It's got a bit of tooth to it, but not much. This one's shinier.
Hang on.
What size are you using? I'll give you the same size.
That is a 4.
Okay, I'll give you the 4 to use. I think it's the blue. Yes, it is the blue. There you go. Don't get it confused with mine.
No, they do look different.
Yeah. So, let's see how you go.
It's definitely a 4, isn't it? Yes. So 4 and a 5.5 are my go-to sizes. And even when I'm making the doilies, I usually don't go below a 3.
Yeah. Well, I tend to go in this. I went for a 5, so I'll try out the 5. 5.5. I will touch everything else but 5. No, 4.5, 5. Purple.
Okay.
Purple. I like purple. It feels quite nice to touch. It's got your straight throat rather than your angled throat. Well, it's a bit halfway between the angle and the straight, isn't it? Like that one's really straight. And some are really angled, but this one's sort of halfway in between.
No two crochet hooks are alike.
No, probably not. So, we will try on this. I'm singing again. I do it all the time. I was trying to cure myself of singing when I was walking up the street, but the alternative is talking. Now, if I sing to myself, people say, "You're cheery today, aren't you?" If I talk to myself, they don't talk. They give you a wide berth. Yeah, so perhaps I'll just sing. So anyway. Oh, I can definitely feel a difference. It's nowhere near as smooth.
Yeah, I must admit it's not sliding as nice as this other hook.
That's okay. Well, the other ones I got weren't that expensive, but still.
It's not, you know, completely unworkable.
Oh, I could certainly get used to it. I've just been using the other one for so long now. That's not too bad. I'm still reasonably smooth, as long as I pay attention to what I'm doing. Don't put it into the wrong spot. Hole. The wrong hole.
I noticed you were using that particular yarn. Remember when I tried to do a granny square with that yarn and it did my head in?
Yes, I know. And I had 2 balls of it, and I was thinking, oh, what am I going to do with it? I might pass it on to Barb, who likes it. And then I thought, no, I'm going to do a really, really, really big granny square, because this is half a ball. So there's, yeah. I just had my yarn spinner appropriated by somebody else. That's okay.
That's okay. You appropriated
You
her yarn.
may tell us how well it works. So, and you might end up on film. I hope you don't mind. So, what was I saying? Oh yes. So I decided to make a giant granny square out of both balls. See how big it gets, and then do a border, because I like to finish things off with a border, and out of either the blue or the pink, because I rather like that. And it's not that difficult colour to get.
No.
Out of the solids. And it's nice and bright and cheerful, which I like. And if it looks too small, I can just do a really big border.
Yeah.
For a rug. It'll be closer to a throw than a blanket.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that was nice. So, yes, when I very first got this, it looks lovely in the ball.
Yes.
The millings. Oh, thank you. So it looks lovely in the ball. This is what I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Looks really nice in the ball, but as you said, when you start to use it, it can make you feel a bit odd. Just a straight line of it, the repeats come in odd spots. There's an awful lot of white. I didn't like it. But then I thought, well, not everybody has to like the same thing.
No, I found when I was doing the granny square, it made it look
wonky. I remember it made it look as if it was off kilter. Didn't it?
Yeah.
But I figured that by making it a giant one, you wouldn't notice that so much.
No.
So that's what I'm doing. And that hook, I think if I spent enough time with it, I'd be quite happy with it. Not like those red ones you had, which caught all the time.
Oh, the purple ones, yeah. No,
but
they're horrible.
there's the handles. Now this is one I've had for a while from Spotlight that came in a kit and wasn't dreadfully expensive. And they're the same style, but the finish on this handle is much better than the finish on this handle. You can still see the little snubble thingies where it was in the mould. I don't know what they're called. Nodules, stubs, snobbles.
Snobble thingies.
Snobbles. Yes, that's right. You can still, they haven't been trimmed off very well, but that's not really all that important.
No.
The hooks themselves don't look, if you compare the two, if you didn't know, this one's got a longer neck.
Yeah.
Longer hook.
I noticed that.
Yeah. But you wouldn't really notice a huge difference, would you?
No.
If you just picked them up.
and it wouldn't make much difference to your
No.
crocheting.
And I've got used to this, as you can tell by the fact it's a bit discoloured in places. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? What else is in this package? How did you find that one?
I put it back.
Yes, I know. I'm aware you put it back, I saw, but how did you find it?
It was okay. I would have got used to it. It just didn't slide as nicely as this one is sliding. And I get a bit irked when my crochet hooks don't slide very well. Sometimes it's the hook and sometimes it's just the yarn that you're using.
That's true.
This yarn is one I got from the Millens, and it's a sort of a looser ply, and so it does split quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which does annoy me. But
This came from Millens as well.
I'm only doing little projects, so hopefully.
I've not found this to split, but okay. Then we've got this other little package in among the big package. We had a big package, 2 smaller packages, and this is the smallest package, which has got more small packages in it. So we've got these things which you're supposed to put on the end of your needles, knitting needles, to stop the stitches falling off.
Stop you poking people's eyes out.
Well, yeah, probably. But it also stops you losing your stitches. I guess it's better than sticking your needles through your yarn, which is what I usually do.
That's what I always do.
So there's 2 different sizes. That's not bad.
Let me see. I'll go with this one.
Oh, a
Can't
gnome.
accidentally poke myself.
It's a gnome. Is it a gnome? It's that gnome. So that's not bad. Then you've got a pair of snips, which you need a pair of scissors. No, you don't really. I just don't actually enjoy tearing packages open. So, and it's got a cover on it, which is a good thing. They sound good.
Snippies, yep.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, very nice. That's good, because I've had snips before that don't actually cut. And the little hand, cover.
Yeah, that's handy because the snippies do get quite spiky.
Yes, that's right. Snippy.
And if you stick your hand quickly into your pouch of bits and pieces, you can injure yourself.
Yes. A row counter, which I find more convenient for knitting than crochet, but
I always need a row counter for a crochet, but they don't go on the hook.
no, they don't. So, but that's smooth, but it doesn't fall back too hard, which is, yeah, that's not bad. 2 row counters. This one's 2 different.
That's a smaller one.
Yes, no, that's one's for your narrow needles. This one's for your thicker needles. So they're not bad. Reasonably smooth action, which is always a handy thing. What else have we got? Oh, a pom-pom maker!
I was wondering if that's what they were.
That's the sort I was telling you before.
20 pom-poms.
You open up this little thing that's a clip. Oh, actually, it's better made than the one I had because it's actually a lot firmer. And you open it. Oh, excuse me. You open it up, wind your yarn around, then you close it and put that down when you're ready to cut it. And then you put your thread in and you cut it. So we'll have to have a go of those. Okay. A thimble. Actually, it's adjustable.
How does that work when there's no top on it?
Oh, well, it depends how you push your needle through your fabric. Because if you've got it like that, you hold it against there. But because it's adjustable, you can put it on any finger. You see, and then you can carry it with you, but it's a bit spiky for that.
Yes.
A tape measure, which is not bad. Sometimes I've seen packages like this where you get a paper tape measure, but this is a proper one.
Yeah, it's proper, whatever that material
Inches
is.
or some kind of vinyl. Inches and centimetres. 3 different sized needle holders.
What do you actually do with it?
Well, if you're making something again with knitting, where you've got to put some stitches aside because you're doing either side of the neck, for instance.
So
you can
doing
put
decreases and stuff.
Yeah, you can put the on this, and that will stop them going everywhere. You can actually put them on spare yarn, or if you're like me using a circular needle, I just leave them on the cord. But they're useful.
They remind me of shawl pins.
Yes, I know they do, and you could use them as that. I have used them as that before now. They're not sharp they're not sharp at all. Not sharp enough to use as a kilt pin, although they're the same kind of thing. But they work well. Makes you wonder what came first, the kilt pin or the needle holder. You're really interested to know, aren't you?
I am.
Yes, I thought so.
I might Google that.
Yes. That will make your search history really interesting. Plastic needles, 2 different sizes. I prefer the metal ones, but if you're going travelling on an aeroplane, you're not allowed to have needles.
Well, actually, I got a crochet hook each time on the plane.
Yeah.
They do, I actually looked it up, they do allow you crochet hooks on the plane if anybody's interested to know. You just can't have your snippies.
No, can you have knitting needles?
Yeah, you can have knitting needles. Yeah.
Oh, right. As long as you don't poke someone's eye out, but you could poke someone's eye out with that. I'll poke it if you don't do what I say.
I reckon I could do some serious damage with a crochet hook on the plane.
If anybody is a customs official, please don't pay attention to what we're saying. Okay. Some
stitch markers?
Yes. That's not much.
They've actually got 2 different types.
Yes, I know. Now these sort, when you're knitting, you can put them where you put them over your needle. And this is a knitting needle, and that way it will have stitches either side. When you come to it, you know that's where you decrease or you do your lace or whatever. Oh, thank you.
Here's one our lovely assistant prepared earlier.
Our lovely assistant passed it to me. So you put it on, and when you come up to that, you know you've got to do whatever.
Wouldn't they just slip straight over you?
Yes, it does. Whoops. Well, okay, it doesn't work on the cable, but the idea is that you slip it when you come to that point. You slip it along with your stitches. This sort that look like the safety pins probably will, but then you can't. You're going to have to move it every time because it's not going to go over this particular needle.
They look like the old-fashioned nappy pins.
They certainly do. I've got quite a lot of these at home. And in my hook thing and in my studio and several other places, probably in the car.
Down the couch cushions.
Yeah, behind the seats of the car and all of that. These, do you know what these are?
No, I don't. I have a metal one that used to belong to my grandmother that I actually used to use on the loom.
Well, you can, but it's a cable needle. So when you're doing cabling, and you come to a certain number of stitches, so you've got a cable, you want to do a cable, which I don't, generally speaking, don't worry about. So a cable is you knit a certain number of stitches, and then you're going to bring twist. A cable is a twist. So you get your cable needle, and you put your next lot of stitches on it, and hold it front or back depending on what you're doing.
So you're not knitting it onto there?
No, just passing it, slipping it, and then you knit your next stitches.
That's how you get the little cable effect.
That's right. And then you knit these ones on, and it's twisted the piece. So, and most cable needles are straight. But these ones have this...
that would make it easier, wouldn't it?
Yes, it stops them sliding off. So there you go, you see it's twisted over? Yep. You'd have to do several before you can really notice it, but might be able to show. I don't usually bother, but still, that's what they are. And then you've got your gauge. So, which is the same both sides, mostly. Often they'll have... What says US? Oh yes, it's got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. down it. then on this side is the imperial, and they actually go backwards. So in the US system, the needle size, because it's a wire gauge, so they start at 1 and work their way through, and they've got a 10.5 down there. And I've no idea why, but in the UK, which is imperial, it started differently. And so it started 14 is the same as 1 or 0. It's weird. I know. I don't know why.
I don't know why. It just can't be
and then it's changed to the metric, and now they just measure the gauge of the actual hook. And apparently you can. No, that's not going to work, is it? Yep, that says it's a 7, whereas it says it's a 6.
Or you could probably jam it in the 6.
I don't want to jam it in the 6. I'd break something. But you can get those gauges with scallops. They look like, well, that's why. So you can actually measure the shank of your, shank's a good word, of your hook.
Yeah, I actually bought a few of those off of Wish many years ago when I was making crochet hooks.
Oh,
so
yes.
I could figure out what size they were.
Yes, you made crochet hooks, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're very clever.
Yeah, very crafty.
What did you make them out of?
Just wood that I picked up off the ground. Like
that one you showed me, the carved one.
Yeah, that was from, I'm trying to think now, whether that might have been from a eucalypt tree. But I did pick up some driftwood, so I'm not sure, it could have been that as well.
Okay.
Driftwood's good.
I've never done that. I probably never will. I doubt my ability to control a sharp knife successfully without cutting off my fingers.
I did have an incident that resulted in quite an amount of blood all over the deck of my rental property.
Your blood?
My blood, yes.
Your blood, okay. As long as it was your blood, I suppose.
Did look like I tried to kill somebody though.
Now, I've talked about the blanket I'm making, and then I started this thing. It's going to be a shawl. I started it last night, where I started with 3 stitches, and I am increasing 1 at the beginning of every row to make a triangular shawl that can be used as a scarf. And what are you working on?
I'm making these roses. I have done a Where Did I Crochet today, but I'm not sure at what point we are uploading that one.
Yeah.
But just in case this one gets uploaded first, these are the roses that I'm making for my daughter, because she loves roses.
Can you hold up just one, please?
Oh, I've got to pick the one that looks the best.
You notice I'm being really polite. And how are you doing them?
So these are literally just 3 rows. 3 rows. So in the Where Did I Crochet Today, I am going to link, and I probably will do it this one as well, the YouTube tutorial that I used. Yeah, sure. So it's very simple. It's just you have your foundation chain, then you single crochet. That's your row 1. Row 2 is this filigree looking row here, and then your final row is just the double crochets that I'm
does it go
at the moment.
The whole amount, the whole long way along?
No. So the first there's 18 these stitches in this row, and there's the first 6 will have 6 double crochet, the next 6 will have 9, and then the final 6 have 12. So that when you start rolling it up, and you roll it up from the short end, I think, and yeah, so that by the time you've rolled it up, you get that layered rose effect.
Very nice.
Very simple, very easy.
See you, Meg.
Our audience is leaving.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Okay, see you. So, yeah, they're rather nice, aren't they?
Yeah. And I looked at a few tutorials, and I picked this one because it was simple. They do need to be sewn together. So there were a few tutorials that had the no-sew ones. I just needed something quick because tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and I wanted to make a bunch for Valentine's Day.
They make a nice brooch.
I said that, like on a cardi or a shawl,
and they
or
look
something.
lovely on a hairband.
On a fascinator.
Very nice.
But I do want to make the single stemmed rose with the
like a rosebud.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to do one of those at some stage.
And they're for your daughter.
Yeah. She's just recently told me that she loves roses and wants roses.
Fair enough. I'm making butterflies. I'll show that next time.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Yes.
I love
I
butterflies.
found some really interesting patterns for butterfly cushions and butterfly, a lot of butterflies out there, so we'll have a look at them one day. Okay, I think that's it, isn't it? Is that everything we want to talk about?
Yep, we've done our unboxing. We're left with a lot of plastic,
plastic.
which makes me a little bit sad. I hate it when everything's over plastic packaged.
That's true. Well, we'll come up with some things to do with the plastic. Ooh, iron them together.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, and please like and subscribe and share us with your friends, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.